as you can see, I lit into this in the last video. Huge wet spot here, but I did find out it's power steering fluid, although as you can see, the car has a number of other leaking areas. What I specifically wanted to look at, let me pull the camera off its tripod here, is this piece here. It's kind of dangling. Let me see if I can get my hand up here. So it needs to be re-secured up here because it almost drags on the ground the couple of times I've driven the car. Good news on the undercarriage with this car is it's an Arizona car since new. Really no rust to speak of at all. And it's idling pretty smoothly. Today I received replacement carpet for the Sherwood Green LS. So let's take a look at how this is looking. I went with the pretty generic beige color, which seems like the most appropriate fit for this car. So what I'm gonna do is lay this all out on the floor and let it kind of take its shape. And at some point in this restoration, we will get this installed. After a few tries, I got the radio code to take. I think it's because the buttons are a little bit worn out that it took a couple of entries and then locked me out the first time. But everything seems to be working okay with the exception of that crackle. Pretty common for the Bose amplifiers in these to go out, and ultimately going to go through the entire sound system. But at least I do have some audio in here. However, the steering wheel mounted adjustment knobs do not work. They should be rotating that dial. Similar issue to what I have with my Legend sedan. This is insane, but I saw on the Pick and Pull website that they had a 95 Legend that was just delivered to the yard one day ago, and it doesn't say Cooper sedan, it doesn't say color, it doesn't say trim. And I get here and lo and behold, it is a Sherwood Green coupe. I think I'm gonna call it a day with this stuff here and mosey on home. Look how nicely that door panel came out. A little bit of elbow grease, not too bad. Sitting here thumbing through the 1200 page factory service manual and actually wishing I had done this before, because I'm learning a lot about things that I've learned the hard way just by trial and error. This is a genius production here. Very important component of the Legend build. Thanks to my friend Ian for these period correct cassettes. I love some TLC no scrubs. Today is a special day because the 1995 Acura Legend LS Coupe 6-speed that's been sitting here since September is finally leaving the house to go get some major mechanical work done. The drive to the mechanic is about 15 or 18 miles, and the car honestly I think could drive itself that far, but I don't want to risk anything happening because I don't have a lot of experience or knowledge really of its current mechanical condition, other than the fact that it will move on its own power. So let's get this thing moved out to the front of the house so the tow truck can grab it here in a couple of hours. Time to go ahead and leave the car. I am going to disconnect the negative battery terminal because there's a key stuck in the ignition in accessories position. It will drain the battery over time. So just as a matter of caution, I'm going to go ahead and take this off since they won't look at the car till tomorrow. And then also the door lock actuator has a mind of its own, so I'm providing them an extra key. As a matter of fact, as we were offloading the car from the tow truck, it locked itself just now. So I was lucky to have a spare in my pocket because I kind of knew that was going to happen. Anyway, we are set to drop this and run, and we'll let you know how things check out when we start digging into it. 95 LS is already under construction here. One thing that I noticed is already underway is the wheels are off. This thing had funky spline drive lug nuts that I didn't have a key for, so I never got visibility to anything in the wheel wells till now. The mechanical work already here on day one is beginning. So the wheels and tires are off the car, and there was a washer fluid bottle in here that was completely basically just cracked and corroded. That's being replaced from one of the parts cars. And so everything else is kind of just itemized on a checklist that I gave them, and we'll see kind of where things progress from here. But the main goal for this visit, to be honest, is really just to get the car running and driving in some sort of reliable fashion, because it's got a lot of white smoke, and it really just needs, before any of the cosmetics are done, I just need the car to be sorted mechanically.